I had a 9-month-old baby from a previous relationship where I was hurt, and I felt mistreated and abused verbally and just wasn't in a good spot. And I just had a hard time trusting people after this. After leaving that relationship and moving on to my mother's home with my child, and feeling depressed and just like I was never going to find anybody that would love me, or I was damaged and just, couldn't handle it anymore. Then through friends, I met a guy named Tom, and we started dating. And he was out in the yard one day, and the neighbor across the street came by and handed us a note card saying, "Come to C3." And he asked me if I wanted to, and I was kind of hesitant. I like to do my own thing. So we came. We were in the MPC Center, something I never imagined church to be like. So I was very excited. We kept continuing to come each Sunday, sometimes not in the best of shape, but we still came. And just knowing that now, we just got so much out of those months before we got married. First we came here just to come and get our Jesus fix, and then we started just getting to know more of the people, getting connected with other people, serving with the people. We had an intern living with us. We were going on missions trips. We were just enjoying the church life after that, just getting to know people. But the real reason that I got to know Jesus is after we got married, we were trying to have a child, and it was about 2 years in, and we had still not gotten that blessing yet. So we just kept praying, and Jesus was doing a whole lot of work in the both of us then, because we were both very anxious about it. We went and got tests and all kinds of things, and we didn't know what was going on. So our church did a 21-day Daniel fast, and we figured, why not try it, see what happens. So we did. It was tough, and just each day getting further and further in God's Word just helped us to know that it was going to work out no matter what was going on. We were gonna see our miracle baby. After the fast, we came back to church. It was a Wednesday night. We heard a beautiful song called Healer, and it said that, God is your healer, and that's all I needed to hear. I knew what was going to happen. I wanted to cry. I just broke down when I got home because, everybody I knew was getting pregnant but me. And so when I heard that, I knew that God was going to answer that. And not long after that, I think it was July 4th weekend, we found out we were having a baby. So we had our little girl in March 2010, and then in December of 2014, we had a little boy. Life now is amazing. We have a full house. There's just love and joy, and our kids go to a private school, and we just all can talk about Jesus together. And I can't imagine going from a home with no Jesus in it to a house full of everyone knowing about Jesus. When I didn't trust God, things were falling apart in my life, and I didn't have a love for myself or others. And when I found Jesus, and his love for me made me feel like I needed to show others that love so that they could come to know him also. Now I can't imagine not putting my trust in God, because he is altogether the one that I can ultimately put everything I have into, because you can trust him with everything.
It started way back a long time ago before my wife and I even knew what North Carolina was. We lived in the state of Maine, and I worked in a paper mill. And over the period of years that I worked there, I received an injury that crippled me up pretty bad. I had surgery. The surgery made it even worse. And what come out of it in the very end was the fact that the doctors told me that there was nothing they could do. Eventually, my outlook was I was going to be in a wheelchair by the time I'm 60. And it was very hard for me to deal with. My doctors told me that what I really needed to do was get involved with the church or some organization to keep busy so that, I wouldn't get depressed. So one day we were at my daughter's house and we were driving down Cleveland Road right outside this church here right now. And the little school, Cleveland Elementary School. And I saw a sign said, church service, Cleveland Community Church. So I thought in my wisdom that if I said to my wife, hey, let's go to church there, that she'd be a little too snotty to want to go to a school to a church and say, no, I don't want to go. And that'd be the answer to it. That'd be the end. And she said, sure, we'll go. So we went Sunday, and it was different. I mean, people were just so friendly, We continued going 2-3 more weeks. After a period of time of going, I just knew something was different, and so I wanted to see what was going on, so I accepted Christ into my life. Then Pastor Matt invited a group of men to a men's conference. We went, and it was interesting. It was very good. Next morning, we went to early morning prayer. They wanted us there at 5:45 in the morning, so we were there, and we prayed. We prayed all around the church for different things for about 2.5 hours. And when we got done, Larry Jackson, he's Bishop Jackson now, he went up on stage and he says God had laid it on his heart to pray for everyone for healing. I thought it was really good because the guy that was sitting next to me, he really needed healing. I mean, he had glasses like that thick and he could still hardly see. And he goes, oh man, he says, I hope it's me. And I says, yeah, it is. It's good, because nobody else there had any problems. Because I didn't think of me as having a problem, but and I thought, that's cool, he's going to get prayed on. So I left my cane down and I just kind of hobbled up there. All the other pastors were done praying for people and they all came over and they prayed on my feet. So the next morning, I get up and I'm out putting around the backyard. My wife comes out of the house and she looks at me really funny. She goes, look at you, I haven't seen you move like that in 12 years. And right then and there, on the spot, that's when I realized I didn't have my cane. I had that cane to get out of bed, just to lift myself up, to get dressed every morning for 12 years. And I had gotten up, got dressed, and was out in the yard drinking coffee and didn't even realize it until that moment when she said that. Not only did Jesus lay his hands on me and heal me, but he also changed my mind that, hey, erase the fact I needed that cane to even get out of bed. When he does it to you and lays his hands on you, and something like that happens, there's no denying it. That's it. I don't know if everybody understands this, because not everybody, I'm sure, had Jesus lay their hands on them and heal them. But I'm telling you, Jesus is out there, he's working, and he can heal anything and do anything. But we need each other, we need to pray for each other, and we can't do it on our own. We do need each other's help.
So let's take some time right now to declare God's word and God's promises over our life, realizing that Jesus is the good shepherd and Jesus is the resurrection and the life. So let's declare this together. Declare this over your life, over relationships, over that challenge that you're facing right now. Let's declare this. Jesus is the good shepherd and will never let me down. I declare that Jesus is the resurrection and the life, and he will fill me with abundant life. I will put my trust in God to lead me and help me to make the right choices.